Unfortunately, this will derail into some Little Mermaid stuff here, but I figured out just for context sake, we'll come back to this discussion a little bit later on here. First of all, I'm not a racist. I love Halle, but I won't let Disney ruin our childhood memories. So I started a petition to get justice for Ariel, and our childhood memories. I prefer someone who looks similar to the real one. Petition, change.org. So, you know. Why? How is this casting going to ruin the film conclusively before any footage is seen? Gauge an impression. Were your memories tethered to her fictional creature origins as a mermaid, or the non-specific racial identity of Ariel? So, obviously, in the thing here too, you can dive in way further. Her take here is obviously awful, but like, it was just, I had to like say something because it was so monumentally stupid. I didn't know where to begin with it there. Like, her take is so blatantly tethered to racial identity, and then of race, therefore racist, that I can just stop there. But you can go on a lot further because, and according to her words here, let Disney ruin our memories. And it's like, okay, so when changes were made justifiably to quote unquote modernize Beauty and the Beast in 2017, no rage then. I wonder why those changes were okay, but changes here are getting outrage. So, way more you can pack into there. I could have made like a 5-part tweet here about this, but I wanted to keep it like, just keep it short because it's like, obviously, just like, it's not gonna have to like prove conclusively that she is that. It's just more like, obviously racist. So just stop right there and move on. But, because the take's already like so abysmal, it doesn't even matter. And there's more you can dive into because there are some counterpoints that are being used that are kind of weird. The thing about Little Mermaid is that her racial identity is not tethered to her character. Nothing about her being quote unquote white, or I don't know, whatever. I guess Irish, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Starfire, for example, is not. I mean, she's an alien. So when people were mad about Starfire live action being depicted by a black girl, it's like, well, Starfire's like an alien, which says a lot about your subconscious assumptions of what aliens should look like, I guess. Probably rooted by the lack of representation over the last couple of decades. But moving on though, so there were a couple of like faux arguments about like, well, would you be mad if Black Panther was white? And it's like, well, the difference there is that Black Panther's identity of being black is relevant to his character. That's a whole different thing. If you change Black Panther's race, the problem there is that Black Panther is in Wakanda, and like his identity of being black is tethered, or his race being black is tethered to his identity of the character. I would also say that, so yeah, that one doesn't work the same way. It's a different thing there. A shallow argument, just work with me here at face value, is that, Thor is Asgardian. Ignore Idris Elba being like one of the Asgardians too here, but like, due to, I guess, Thor's parents' depiction in legend, Thor probably should remain white, I feel. I could be wrong there about that one, but I feel like that, there's an argument that could plausibly be made about, the racial identity, the race of Thor being tethered to the identity of the character, and thus it should be maintained to be white. Yeah, so I'll give you that one right there. Ariel being black isn't actually, like, I'm not even advocating, I'm not even really sitting here standing for her being black. I wouldn't have been upset, particularly if she remained white with a redhead casted as it, fine. I just wanted to call out what was obviously racism here in the first place, in a terrible take. As I've explained here before, the last 2 days when we bring up this topic here, I am all for team make the film good. The elephant in the room here is the fact that 3 of the 4 live action remakes from Disney were all shit, in my opinion, and I like Little Mermaid for what it is, so I'm hoping they make it not shit now and are gonna cash it on mega nostalgia bucks here. So will the film be good is more my question before like anything else, because if the film's gonna suck ass, it's gonna be another lazy, a shoddily written cash grab that I feel, in my opinion, Beauty and the Beast 2017 was. Then if the movie's gonna suck ass and I don't even care about the integrity of the film in the first place, that's my take for you right there. Don't think because I just say this here that I'm standing for that. I'm just calling out what is blatantly racism. So hopefully it doesn't suck. I did like Jungle Book 2016, but I did not like 2015 Cinderella. I did not like 2017 Beauty and the Beast, and I didn't bother seeing Aladdin because the trailers didn't look that great to me, as I brought before here. So I'm very mixed so far on these live action remakes. Okay, wait, and then I'm sorry, Gray with the bits here. The only instance in which changing the race of a character to add more diversity bothered me was Deadpool 2, where they made Domino, the character who is albino, which is a huge part of the character costume, black. I felt like her race and albinism was important to her character. No, see, exactly that. Yeah, it should be that. It should totally be that. And I completely understand you right there too with that one. Again, I try to I promised y'all I'm not whatever you want to call it, PC outrage. Hopefully you don't perceive me as that. I'm just trying to fight, I guess, the good fight. The fight for legitimate, organic, appropriate representation of honest diversity, because there are other humans that exist on this earth, clearly, and their representation in media, whenever it is legitimate, is obviously a good thing for everyone. That will probably lead to eventually there being like a bigger diversification of attraction and appeal that can get prepared over the coming decades. Where again, you look at the fact that Starfire, again, I'm gonna bring up a really big example of that. The fact that there was outrage about a black actress depicting an alien Starfire who does not have race tethered important to her character, but subconsciously people expected it to be a white person to play, or someone of obvious European ancestry and genetic roots to depict Starfire, shows the bias in the depiction of how these things are done over the prior decades of how alien women should look. So that is definitely a problem. I feel it comes from the fact that you don't see other skin tones represented in these kind of things. I should bring up here the other fact. The another component of outrage with Starfire's depiction of a black actress was that it didn't look good. But that's kind of the entirety of Titans being just a low budget show. Like, it wasn't just her, like everyone looked terrible. The sound editing was terrible. The whole thing was terrible.